Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing an easy and quick Parsad recipe that you can make for Shivratri or Pagwa that is coming up this month. This method of making Parsad was shared with me by my friend Aaron. This is his grandfather's or Pa's recipe for Parsad. So if you want to see how we're going to make it, please keep on watching. And before we get into this recipe, I just wanted to thank my sponsors over at Shakti, Saree, and Spiritual for sponsoring all of the ingredients to use in the Parsad to date. Not only does Shakti, Saree, and Spiritual sell puja items, amazing outfits, as well as jewelry, but they also sell certain food items to use to put your sweets together. So when you go over there, they are your one-stop shop to purchase everything that you need for your next puja. I'm starting off in a bowl with some warm water, and into that warm water I'm adding in my raisins. I want to allow these to soak for about 5 to 10 minutes before we make the Parsad, so this way they can plump up just a bit. And unlike my other Parsad recipes, we are not going to be heating up the milk mixture. We're actually just going to mix everything in a bowl and toss it into the flour and ghee mixture later on. So in my bowl here, I'm going in with some evaporated milk. And as usual, all of my ingredients and measurements will be listed in the description box down below. Into my milk, I'm also going to be going in with some brown demerara sugar. And into this mixture, I'm also going to go in with some chopped maraschino cherries. And then I'm going to mix everything together until the sugar is well dissolved with the milk. To begin cooking the Parsad, we need a heavy bottom pot, and once it heats up on about a medium to medium high heat, we're going to go in with our ghee. Now I highly recommend using that green can of ghee that you saw in the beginning of this video. To me, it has the perfect rich and buttery taste, something that you really want in your Parsad. So I'm going to allow this to melt and heat up. Once your ghee is heated up and it is hot, it is time to start streaming in the flour. You do not want to dump the flour in all at once, or else you will get lumps. All you want to do is go ahead and stream it in a little bit at a time and keep on mixing until you've added it all in. As you guys can see, I've added in all of my flour and it is sizzling beautifully with all of the ghee. So I'm going to continue to cook this or parch it on a medium heat for about 15 minutes or until it has achieved a beautiful golden brown color. Now you can cook this as dark or as light as you want. My flour mixture has been cooking for about 15 minutes at this point, and as you guys can see, the mixture has gotten very loose. It has deepened in color a lot, and it smells really nice and nutty. Now I wanted to let you guys know, if this mixture was getting too dark too fast, then you're going to want to lower the heat a lot, so this way you can allow it to cook really well. And once you're happy with the color of your parched flour mixture, you're going to go in with those soaked raisins, and as soon as you add those in, you're also going to start to stream in that milk mixture. I will let you guys know that your heat has to be on the highest heat possible, so this way all of that flour can soak up this milk really well. As you guys can see, I'm putting in it just a little bit at a time, so this way the flour can start to absorb everything, and you want to keep on mixing so this way you do not form any lumps. And after you add in about half of that milk mixture, you're going to see that it starts to get a little bit gloopy, but do not worry, it will take the rest of the milk. Just keep on stirring, and you will see that once you keep on stirring, it'll form really well and have a really nice texture. And once you've added in all of your milk mixture, you're just going to keep on stirring it really well until it forms and you see that it starts to look like a beautiful Parsad. As you guys can see, mine looks nice and fluffy. It is not super sticky and it is not super crumbly. Once your Parsad gets to this nice and fluffy texture, you're going to want to turn off the heat so this way it does not dry out too much. And then you're going to transfer it into a bowl. And before I go, I just wanted to show you guys the texture of this Parsad. As you guys can see, it is slightly crumbly, but it is still nice and soft and fluffy when you press on it. Exactly what you want a Parsad to be. I hope you all enjoyed this quick and easy Parsad tutorial today. Please go ahead and give it a try for Shivratri, which is coming up at the end of the week, as well as Pagwa, which is coming up at the end of the month. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and drop those comments down below, and I'll see you guys again very soon in my next video. Bye everyone!